Hi, my name is Ahromi Teacher, and you're here to join me for a short and sweet grammar lesson. Just as a brief introduction of myself, I graduated from UCLA with a BS in biology, and I have over 10 years in teaching English, both reading and writing. I can teach SAT and AP, and I'm familiar with both the UK curriculum and the US curriculum. So if you guys need any help for the SATs or College Board or anything related to your IB courses, TOK, EE, IA, I can help you with those things. And I have a lot of experience, so I'm very flexible in teaching style as well. I, if you are in elementary school or middle school or high school, or even up until the graduate college level, I can help you with those things as well. So whether or not it is with essays or Olympiads or competitions or just a regular homework assignment for school, I'm here to help you guys. But today, we're going to be doing a little bit of grammar. Now, when I teach my grammar classes, I like to focus on these very, very common grammar errors. And there are certain ones that affect Korean students more than any other type of student. And these are subject-verb agreements. He runs versus he run. Don't you guys forget when to put an S after the verb? Well, we're going to be going over a lot of those in my classes, so you're never going to have to forget again. Comma rules. These are the most complicated ones, even for native English speakers. Even for me, sometimes I wake up and I forget. But then, fortunately for you guys, I remember it for our class. So you guys will have the exact comma rules that you need to know for whatever essay that you guys have to write. So, for example, it is incorrect to say, let's eat, doggy. So when I eat dinner with my puppy, I say, 댕댕아, 밥 먹자. And so that's what I say to him the most. But if you get rid of the comma over here, that turns into let's eat the dog. Which no, this is not good because we already have a reputation for eating dogs in Asia. So that's not good. We got to make sure that we put a comma over there. Be consistent with tense, misplaced modifiers, using the right word, your versus your. Now, when I say it out loud, it sounds the same, right? But when you write it out, it has to be a clear distinction between the two. It's easy, very easy to get confused because, like I said before, they do sound the same. So, just as an example, let's do this one together. The antique shop featured a blank table which added warmth and elegance to the room. And you have these choices over here. A, dark comma wooden. B, dark no comma wooden. C, dark semicolon wooden. D, dark and wooden. So I think the first one that a lot of students can easily get rid of would be C because of the semicolon over here. So when you guys use a semicolon, when do we use it? It's to separate sentences. So you have a complete sentence, which we'll put IC over here for independent clause. And then we put a semicolon. And then after that, we also have to have another independent clause or a complete sentence. So basically, it's a period. A semicolon is a period. So if we put a period over here, is that a complete sentence? The antique shop featured a dark. Well, dark is an adjective. Where is the noun that has to follow? There isn't one. Therefore, C is going to be wrong. Now you are faced with this dilemma. Do we put a comma between these two adjectives or do we not? There are certain situations where you do have to put a comma and certain situations where you don't. So let's talk about the difference between cumulative and coordinate adjectives. Now, until I started teaching grammar, I was not aware of the difference between coordinate and cumulative. I didn't even know of the existence of those two things. But here it is. Coordinate versus cumulative. Now, what's a coordinate adjective? A coordinate adjective are equal ones. They are put in equal categories and therefore they are reversible. Now, what that means for us is that we can put a comma between the two. Comma, yes. Versus cumulative adjectives. Cumulative adjectives are placed into separate categories, which means that they are not reversible. You cannot change the order. There is a certain order that you have to put them in. Therefore, comma, no. You cannot use commas next to coordinate adjectives. Oh, sorry, cumulative adjectives. Then the next thing that we have to figure out is, are these two cumulative or coordinate? A dark wooden table. They belong to separate categories, which means we're not going to choose A, we're going to choose B. Now, what do I mean by separate categories? We're talking about categories like size, or color, or quality, or opinion, etc. So, depending on which category it goes in, you're going to place them in a certain order. Now, for example, if you go to McDonald's, are you ever going to say, may I have big 2 colas, please? That makes you sound like a little bit of an amateur. They're going to think, oh, maybe this person doesn't really know English very much. Instead, you're going to say, may I have 2 big colas? You always say this, right? Have you ever thought about why? Because those adjectives go in order. You can't switch them around as you please. That's what this comma does. It's kind of like a rotating door at a hotel. So it means that you could put wooden over here and dark over here. And so that is the exact same thing as D, because if you use and, the conjunction and, that means that you're combining two equal things, adjectives that have equal importance to each other. However, since these are in two different categories, we are going to be choosing B, featured a dark wooden table with no comma. All right, so that's one instance of many grammar rules that I will be going over in my grammar class, and hopefully you will be joining me together for all of these in the future. Thank you very much.